Today's show is brought to you by PCG V-Steaming. Yoni steaming or V-steaming is like a facial for your intimate parts. Ladies, take your lady parts for some pampering that is not only relaxing, but also has numerous health benefits like cleansing the vagina and uterus, regulating your menstrual cycle, and easing period cramps and bloating. Book an appointment and visit them today on pcgvsteaming.square.site and tell them Girl Which Way sent you. Hello and welcome to the Girl Which Way podcast, the show that exists because life is a journey, but you still need direction. Grab your girls and get ready because each episode we'll be talking about our real life issues, answering questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal and learn. I'm your host, your girl, Shalia Vinny, and today, in preparation for Valentine's Day, we're going to be talking about the action of love. We'll discuss the ins and outs of healthy relationships and what relationship harmony looks like. Relationship goals. We all want to successfully have them and to be them. Some people seem to have all the luck and make love look so effortless. We all swoon over them and, just patiently wait our turns to have something meaningful and special in our own lives. We all want someone to care for us and someone that we can care for unapologetically and with our whole heart, without fear of repercussion. It's scary, and it can seem like an endless pursuit. We start to feel like our true love must be running in the opposite direction of us because we go right, but love goes left. I mean, surely this man must be hiding around the corner or behind the bushes because he definitely is not showing up to be in the same place at the same time as you are. You find yourself sitting alone with God. Your once meek prayers start to get a little more aggressive, like, okay, Lord, I have done everything right. I wasn't out there doing dirt in the streets like so many other people. I wasn't out here acting a fool. And you said that you would reward me with the man that you have just for me. Yet here I am, still single. What is going on, Lord? Where are you? Where's the man you promised me? At least provide me the tracking number or something, because he is not on my doorstep yet. Respectably, your humble servant, me again. Amen. Or you may have found that somebody. You might have found that special guy, but you're secretly terrified because you've been through hell and back, and all you want is for this to be the real deal. Just this once, to be able to just let your hair down. Like, could you seriously catch a break? Please, Jesus. Your skepticism is on 100. Even though Jesus has left this nicely packaged man at your front door, and he has finally answered your prayer, you can't help but think, Lord, please don't let me have to return this man because he is somehow defective. And how long is the return period policy, just so that we know? I mean, really, you just want to be able to breathe. You want to be able to let your guard down without regretting it or feeling stupid about it later. You've seen so many failed relationships, liars and cheats, that you're really starting to lose all hope and true love. Is it even possible anymore? What do these successful couples know or do that you don't? Can you have a healthy, non-toxic relationship in the world we live in? If so, how? Sis, I am here to tell you, healthy love is possible, and yes, you can have it, but it takes two. You can't be more in love with the idea of being in love than actually being in the relationship. I mean, not all men are bad guys or liars or cheats. It's all about timing, really. There are some trash men, and good men exist too. But also remember that just because two women had the same person doesn't mean they had the same person. Different people bring out different things in people. People can evolve and change. It is also not true that once a cheater, always a cheater either. That is what I mean about timing. For example, you could meet a man in his 20s and he could be completely for the streets, just out here with everybody. And then let's say 10 years later, you run into that same man and he could be a completely different person. He's grown up. He understands what life really is about now, or he wants a family and he wants something solid now. Men also get to the point where they want something real just like we do. They're not robots who feel nothing. They have a heart just like we do. They have desires just like we do. That's why you should be careful judging people, because you never know how someone may have prayed, what work they did to get to their mind right now, or how they've changed. Don't put men or women into a box on who they used to be the last time you saw them. No woman can make a man be a good man or be faithful and loyal. He has to want to be in a relationship. That is the key. When you find a man who actually wants to be in a relationship and wants to be there, he will show you and your relationship dynamic will change. You won't have to push as hard as you've done in the past or try to so hard to make it work because he will put in equal effort. He will be your teammate. He will aim to add just as much as he takes out of the relationship. He will look for ways to be of service to you, doing things that make you feel good, letting you know that you are his priority, giving you his last if you needed it, not giving you any reason to feel insecure, loving you and letting you know he has your back no matter what. You know the difference when you find this because it doesn't feel like anything you've had before. This kind of love requires vulnerability. You can't be all in and uncertain at the same time. It is trust. It is assurance. It is not in competition with anyone, and it does not need validation from outsiders. It is perfectly understood by the two people who are in it together. Love is not what you say. Love is what you do. It's a verb. It's an action. It's sacrifice and selflessness. It's going to the basketball game because he likes it. It's going to the poetry slam because she loves it. Taking care of each other when you're under the weather. Going out of your way to stop by and pick up his favorite meal from that hole-in-the-wall restaurant on the way home because you wanted to make him smile. It's him remembering you mentioning something that you might have needed randomly and just picking it up for you without you having to ask. Being there to listen when the world falls apart. Silent embraces. Bold affection. You get the idea. Basically, the point is, it's not about you. It's ultimately an act of service. It's almost transactional because you both give and you both get something out of the relationship. It enriches the both of you. This is how the best relationships last for so long. The best relationships, those couples that mesh with one another, understand one another, and go the distance, they all have one thing in common. They both decided to show up for each other and their relationship every day, no matter what. They have both opted to do the work, to be whole individuals so that they can show up for their partners and form a complete unit. They both understand what it means to be present for each other. Even when they've had a disagreement or a bad day, they don't throw in the towel and cite irreconcilable differences because they're not seeing eye to eye or somebody's feelings are hurt. They know that emotions and situations will change, just like the seasons do. But one thing that cannot change is their foundation. That must never waver. They are persistent and almost stubborn about their love. They fight with each other from time to time, but they will never stop fighting for each other. They don't aspire to be anyone's relationship goals but their own. They keep other people out of the relationship and out of their ears regarding each other. They know the value of privacy. These are just some of the ways that they work on their relationship. Healthy relationships take effort. They don't just happen. They are achieved on purpose. Everyone thinks that you're just this perfect individual searching for love, and then you find someone and boom, everything is perfect and you're happy. It doesn't work that way. Perfect relationships aren't found. They are built. It takes two. Both of you have to be on the same page. 50-50 has never really been my thing. Do you really want someone to show up and give you 50%? Is 50% the best you have to offer? I say it should be 100-100. Giving 100% is easy, especially when you know it'll be reciprocated. Having a true friendship is essential. It's so important to be friends first, genuinely caring for someone and being more than lovers. It allows you to be secure enough in your relationship to let your partner be who they are outside of your relationship. It's actually essential because you love each other as individuals. Your heart, your generosity, sincerity, integrity, drive, all the best things that attracted you to one another. You help each other to grow in life and to be better, but you don't try to change who they are at their essence. No one wants to have to change to be loved, and the person for you. You think the person you love wants you to have to change them for you to love them? That's not fair to either party. You want someone who's going to love you for you. Giving you permission and giving your partner permission to be loved as who they are and still have a life outside of the relationship will build a foundation of appreciation and thanksgiving. Your partner will appreciate you for not trying to change him, and so will you. At the end of the day, isn't that the definition of true love? Loving me as I am, seeing my imperfections, and still choosing to rock with me no matter what. Today's show is brought to you by PCG V Steaming. Yoni steaming or V steaming is like a facial for your intimate parts. Ladies, take your lady parts for some pampering that is not only relaxing, but also has numerous health benefits like cleansing the vagina and uterus, regulating your menstrual cycle, and easing period cramps and bloating. Book an appointment and visit them today on pcgvsteaming.square.site and tell them girl which way sent you. So we've been talking about love and what it means to have a healthy relationship. If you are in one or looking for one, congratulations. It's certainly not easy to believe in love anymore, especially if you've seen your fair share of heartaches. But when you know the reward is greater than the risk, and when you know that you want something real, don't ever lose sight of that. Just live in expectancy and you will have it. I talk about love and what it takes in my best-selling 31-day devotional called With This Ring. And I'll share some of the tips that I have learned the hard way through prayer and spending the last 20 years growing and learning with my husband. I am a certified master life coach, and none of these things were learned in a psych class or any of those coaching classes that I took. This is real life, hands-on experience at its finest. So here are 5 of my best tips to sustain a healthy relationship. Number 1. Your expectations. What do you want from your spouse? What does he expect from you? How will you raise your children? Do you even want children? How many? Who's going to handle the finances or the budget? Will one of you stay home or travel for work? It's important to discuss your expectations and your goals with one another so that there are no unexpected surprises later. You are both coming in with your own expectations based on what you've seen or heard growing up or in the past. You need to make sure your ideas are aligned before you dive deep in. Talk about your future plans. See the best. Number 2. Seeing the best in each other. This is a big lesson, and it took me some time to learn, but it's so helpful. See the best in your spouse. Give him the benefit of the doubt. This doesn't mean to be his doormat or his fool. It just means seeing his heart. Let's say he's had a bad day at work, and he comes home, and he's feeling like crap. So you ask him a question, and then he snaps at you. Pause. Is he really mad at you, or is he taking out his frustration on you? You know him. You know his heart. Is he really trying to hurt you? Does this seem like a fight you really want to have? Truthfully, you know it's not your fight, and it's not even about you. Picking your battles. Everything doesn't need to be a fight, especially when you know where it's coming from. Now, of course, I'm not going to just let him get off clean and clear after he hurt my feelings, but I'm just wise enough to know that this is not the time to go back and forth about it. It's too much tension right now. So I'd not indulge him in the argument right now, but I'd most definitely discuss it later when things calm down. I know him, so I understand him enough to know that it's not me. It's something that's going on with him. Does that even make sense? Number 3, be kind. This probably sounds like a joke, but I kid you not, being kind to your spouse goes a long way. Please and thank you are golden. Your spouse doesn't owe you anything, and those little things they do to try to make you happy should always be acknowledged. Everyone likes to hear a thank you or I appreciate you. You know your spouse is a human too. They're no different. Holding doors open and chivalry are always going to be in style. Admiration and you look real nice today while you're slowly drooling over each other is always a good idea. Show interest in your spouse. Be present. Be kind. Number 4, privacy. Who are you talking to? Keep your private stuff private. This is simple, but so many people miss this mark. I swear I've seen it so many times. The real problem is, can your partner feel safe with you? Is his heart under lock and key, or do you display it on the big screen for your friends and family to judge or dissect whenever you get upset? How'd you like it if he went and told his friends and family something personal that you told him in confidence, and now they all look at you sideways because of it? That's literally what some women do to their men because they needed to vent or they wanted to hurt them because they were hurting. Hold your tongue. Don't ever do this. Your relationship should be your business. Would you give others access to your bank account info or allow them to peek into any of your accounts? Of course not. So your relationship should be viewed with the same regard. What the two of you deposit into one another should be for your eyes only. Giving people access is setting yourselves up to lose your most valuable asset, trust. Number 5, be a student. Learn each other's love language. You will change. You will grow up. You will want different things as you evolve as a couple and as human beings, and that is okay. Grow, but don't grow apart. One way to do that is to remain a constant student of each other. What is your man's love language? You know, there's an old saying that women spell relationship as quality time, and men spell it as sex. Our love languages are based on our desires. Our desires will change. We must be paying attention to who we are and what makes us happy as individuals and as a couple. Having a bond and a solid friendship that is not solely based on the physical will make your relationship last. But focusing on the physical is also important. Staying connected to each other is the key. When you are connected, you don't miss the little things that are actually big things. Now, this takes patience and time and effort, but don't ever stop being a student of your spouse. I think we make relationships so much harder than they need to be. Relationships do take effort, but they don't need to be difficult. Once you know your spouse well, you form an understanding. You get to the point where you're so close, the fights aren't even a real thing anymore because you both know exactly what makes the other tick. You're friends and confidants. I don't purport to know everything there is to know about love. I'm just someone who met someone I was crazy about when I was 14 years old and haven't stopped loving them yet. Has our relationship always been happily ever after? Heck no. It was sad ever after, broke ever after, and toxic ever after, long before we ever found happy. But we didn't quit on each other. We literally have had to grow up together. I've been scarred, just like anyone else who's been in love. We are nowhere near perfect, but you don't get to love someone for as many years as I have without learning something in the process. Love is a beautiful blessing. It makes you hope for more. It stretches you and infuriates you. It makes you feel the most alive and the happiest while being the single thing that has the most power to destroy you and to hurt you. It's warmth and it's passion, and it has the power to set your soul on fire. You feel fortunate to have found it and terrified of losing it at the same time. I don't know why anyone would want to complicate their life with love, but maybe it's because when you find your person, you truly start to live. Love is not hard when you are loved by your person. It's actually second nature. Happy Valentine's Day to all of my lovers, booed up and in waiting. May you forever find your way back to their embrace and always know that someone adores you. Today's show was brought to you by PCG V-Steaming. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform and share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and please ask them to do the same. Remember, good, better, best. Never let it rest. To your good is better, and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and constant motivator, Shalia. Bye.